Hi, I'm Thomas, Director of Coffee for Salt Spring Coffee. Today we're going to learn how to brew on one of my favorite brewing methods, the Chemex. Chemex, once again, sort of like French press, not really new technology. This has been around since the 1940s. Was invented by a chemist in the U.S., hence the name Chemex. Really quite a beautiful work of art. These things are just gorgeous. So, you know, this is a great thing if you do have company over and you want to really impress somebody. You know, Chemex makes some of the best coffee, I think, and it just looks so much better than an automatic drip maker. You came to the table with this. There is a secret to this. All this is a piece of glass with a nice sized hole in the bottom. Almost looks like a wine decanter. The secret is actually the filters. You have to use the Chemex filters for this thing to work properly. Let's just take one of these guys out here and I'll show you what's going on with the filters. So these filters are actually a square piece of paper. I know you can't really see with the camera, but you'll notice it's a very thick piece of paper, but it is a little bit porous. So what's going to happen with this, the flavors that come out on this is similar to automatic drip, where it's nice and clean like an automatic drip, but it's got the body and the flavors of French press. A lot of people don't like French press because there's a sediment. This has no sediment. A lot of people don't like automatic drip because there's just not enough body to it. It's just not enough there. This gives you that. So it's really the perfect in-between of the automatic drip maker and the French press. What's even better about this than automatic drip is you control everything. You control the flow of the water. You control the temperature of water. So you're really in control here. So like I said, this is a square filter. The way it works is you just open it up like this. So you got 3 pieces over here and 1 over here. The 3 side will go towards the spout of the Chemex. Just to make things faster, I've already heated our water here. This is fresh filtered water. We always want to start with fresh filtered water because your coffee is 98% water. So if your water is bad, then your coffee is going to be bad. Another thing that we want to do with water is we want it to be hot, but we don't want it boiling. So on this hot water kettle, I will take it to the boiling point, but then I'll let it cool for about a minute or so. We want it right around that 200-degree Fahrenheit mark. Maybe plus or minus a little bit is fine, but we don't want it boiling. Boiling will actually cause the coffee to over-extract and taste sort of bitter. I've also, just to save time, I've already weighed out the right amount of coffee here and set this grinder. The right amount of coffee is about 7 grams to 4 ounces of water. So I've already got that set here. And I actually also went ahead and pre-measured the water for 2 reasons. For one, I want to know that I'm putting a certain amount of water in here. Right now, today we're using 20 ounces of water. And we're using a ratio of 7 grams to 4 ounces of water on the grind, or on the coffee. But another important reason for weighing out your water is that's where we waste a lot of energy. It's just boiling water that we don't need and throwing it away. So if you want to reduce your carbon footprint, measure out your water. It's a very easy step to do. Alright, so now, like I said, we've already weighed this out. So we're just going to put this in the bottom here. And just sort of level it out. Now, this, like I said, has already been weighed. It's already been measured out. This is 20 ounces of water. It's already went to the boil and been sitting there for about a minute or so. So the first step, and this is a super important step, is to just put a little bit of water over those grounds. Just sort of wet them. This is called the pre-infusion. What's so important about this is that she lets the coffee release some of the CO2 and it weights down the ground. So once you add your water to it, they won't just float on top. They'll actually stay in the water and they'll properly extract and brew. So this piece, we usually let it pre-infuse for about 30 seconds or so. Okay, now that our pre-infusion's done, like I said, once again, we've already measured out the water, so we know this is 20 ounces. So we're just going to kind of pour it around the side. I tend to do sort of a pulse thing where I pour about half the amount of water, let it kind of brew through, then I'll pour the other half of the water. So now that this is brewing through, we're going to go ahead and add the other part. And now we'll just let it breathe through. This is a rather quick method. It doesn't take a lot of time. You're looking at about probably 3-4 minutes total from when you start it to when it's done. Pretty easy way of making coffee. It's not really labor intensive, and you get an excellent cup of coffee. So, you know, spend a little bit of time on yourself in the morning and make something great. Okay, so now while we're waiting for this to brew through, I'll actually talk just a little bit about the grind particle size, because that's a super important piece. On the Chemex, we want it to be around auto drip, but I prefer to make it just a little bit finer than auto drip. We want to slow down that brewing process just a little bit. So just a little bit less than what you do for your auto drip's about perfect. Once again, you know, if you use that as a benchmark, play with it. If you like it, that's good. If you want to make it a little bit coarser or a little bit finer, that's up to you. It's your personal preference. But just kind of start right about a little bit less than automatic drip, and you should come out pretty close to where you want it to be. Okay, so now that all the water's done and it's done brewing, this is where one of the things I really like about the Chemex comes into play. Here's your cleanup. Take the 2 pieces of filter, pick it up, throw it right in your compost, and it's done. It's clean. Now we just pour our cup of coffee, and that's it. It's totally simple, elegant, wonderful coffee. Like I said, probably my favorite brewing method there is out there right now. Cheers.